Good evening, my warriors. Welcome to the last minute revision session for all the JEE 2021 aspirants. And today's topic of mock test is mechanics in 3+ hours with me, Shreyas, your physics master teacher at Vedantu. Welcome all my lovely warriors. Welcome all my enthusiastic warriors. Welcome all the Vedans. I'm Shreyas. I'm your physics master teacher. And today we are going to revise right from vectors, projectile, kinematics, relative motion, Newton's laws, friction, work power energy, momentum, collision problems, and then rotation, SHM. All these are very, very important chapters, and you will see roughly 30% to 40% of the weightage of JEE Mains directly or indirectly comes from mechanics. You will see a lot of times there are questions which are combined with mechanics and electromagnetism, or sometimes even with modern physics, or sometimes with fluids, or sometimes with waves. So this plays a very important role in your JEE Mains examination. So let's get started. And if you want to know more about me, you can definitely follow me on my Instagram handle. That's Shreyas_Vedantu. Hi Roop, hi Dinesh, hi Alini, Gopi, Karthi, Himateja, Sanjay is on fire, Ankit is riding the tide, I guess. Yeah, NEET on September. Oh yeah, NEET, whenever it will happen, obviously it is going to help you out. Yes, Ankit, I'm always regular. Hi, Crack with Gopalnath. Hello, Mohit Patel. Good evening. I'm very good. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, thank you, Ria, for all the hearts. We are going to have a very successful evening only with your Josh. And guys, let's get started. But before that, let me also show you the timetable for this week. Yeah, and in case you have forgotten to smash the like button, please do that. Yeah, there is a small like button out there. Go smash it. And if you're new to the channel, go hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss any of these classes. Tomorrow morning, electromagnetism, entire electrostatics, Gauss law, capacitors, current, electricity, magnetic sources, magnetic effects, electromagnetic induction, and AC. 3+ hours. That's tomorrow morning. And Tuesday, that's again tomorrow. Again at this, not same time, but this is at 3 o'clock. Keep this in mind. This is modern physics, atomic structure, nuclear physics, dual nature. All of these things will come on Tuesday, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, not at 7 o'clock. Please bear that in mind. And Thursday, coffee with me and some special announcement, mock tests again. And Sunday, you're going to have formula session, the entire formula revision. But this is not the same thing which I have already done. This is something very different. You will love it, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm going to give you all the tricks to remember all the formulas, and we are going to revise the entire thing. That's on Sunday, and Monday you're going to have Sure Shot 60 and all of that. Okay, now if you still want to join the crash course, there is still an opportunity window, because the crash course is meant for even the third and the fourth attempt. And if you want to really boost your percentile like so many students have done, and you want to make sure that you analyze your mistakes, realize your mistakes, and work upon them, you want some mock tests. You have already given your regular coaching mock test, but you are not happy with it. Guys, this is one reason why you should probably join Vedantu's crash test even at the end, because there are higher chances of you getting a better percentile when you are enrolled in Vedantu. So go ahead. The crash course is not for 10,000 guys. There's 60% off when you use the coupon code SHCC. So you get it for 4,000, including the classes, including the doubt solving, including the test series, including the discussions, and a lot of assignments. But if you just want the test series, there is also a link there. Only for 800 rupees, you'll only get the test series. So it's up to you, whatever you want. Okay, let's get going ahead. Thank you for all the love from Tamil Nadu and all the people out there from all the parts of the country. Welcome. Yes, Shravana Kumar, even if you're a NEET aspirant, come here, beta. I'm pretty sure JEE Mains will be even more helpful for you. Thank you, everyone. Yep, let's get going. And there we go to the first question coming up on your screen. A lot of questions might be from PYQs, modified, and most probable chapters or topics which are going to be there for the upcoming JEE Mains exam. So guys, read the question. There is a goods train which is accelerating uniformly on a straight track. It approaches an electric pole standing on the side of a track. The engine passes with speed u, and the guard room, that means the last bogie, passes with speed v. Okay. The question is, what is the middle wagon's speed when it passes through the pole. Okay, so let me draw the diagram. Whenever you have kinematics, mechanics question, always start with diagram and realize that there are three situations here. The first situation is when the engine of the train, okay, is near the pole. Let's say this is the pole. The second situation is when the middle compartment is near the pole. And the third situation is when the guard compartment is near the pole. These are the three situations. Remember, the train is accelerating. Okay, so initially when the engine just passed by the pole, look at that, it passes by with a speed of u. When the last bogie, the guard compartment passes with a speed of v. Okay, so this passes with the speed of v. Naturally, the entire train will be moving with the same speed v. Obviously, the entire train is moving with the same speed v at that time. In the intermediate time, okay, when the middle bogie passes, it goes with some speed w, which I do not know. That's unknown. We'll need to figure it out. Remember, the entire train will have the same speed w at that instant. Now, this is very obvious to see that if this is the midpoint, naturally from here to here, the train has moved some distance x. And from here to here, the train has moved a further distance x, because this is exactly the midpoint. If this is x, this is x, this is x, this is x. I hope you understand the length of the train is actually 2x. Everybody fine till here? A lot of you are saying B. Let's figure out whether the answer is B, D or something else. Nishant, too early to talk about JEE Mains 2022, man. Just now the 2021 dates have come. Hold on, just study, okay? So what you do is use kinematic equation. Which kinematic equation will you use? Because it is accelerating uniformly, velocity is there, distance is there. Which is that equation which has velocity, distance, acceleration? Very simple. Third kinematic equation. So the third kinematic equation, which is v square is u square plus 2s. Okay, let's do this. From here to here, what will you say? Final velocity square. Okay, final velocity square is initial velocity square plus 2 into acceleration into how much is the displacement? It's only x. Cool? Simple? Okay. Now from here to here, initial velocity is u, final velocity is v, displacement is 2x. So what will you say? V square is u square plus 2a into 2x. Now what do you do next? I know what to do. Simple, guys. Just take this equation and just multiply by 2 and then subtract them. Just subtract them. Just multiply this with 2. Why do you want to multiply by 2 and subtract them? Because I don't want a and x. I do not want it. That's why you do that. And see, what do you get? You will get 2w square minus v square. Okay. And here you will get 2u square minus u square. This 2 into 2 will be 4. This 2 into 2 is also 4. So you will have 0 over there. So what will you get? 2w square. Okay. Take that v square on the other side plus u square and u square. One only u square will be remaining, and therefore w square will be v square plus u square divided by 2. That means the correct answer is this one and not this one. Lot of people told B, so B is wrong. Lot of people told B. Mohit, you are going to revise the concepts via questions. Now is not the right time to actually go through theory. If you are going through theory, you should do it on your own depending on wherever you find the need. See, understand, this is mock test. Mock test means you need to see where and all are your weak points. So based on that, you revise through your notes or your books or whatever short charts or diagrams you have made. So learn from the problems. Physics is always problems, remember that. Yes. Okay, fine, great. Now, yes, Ankit, permanent magnets will be after the JEE Mains 2021, not now. So that's why the answer is D, guys. So a lot of you made mistakes out there, very bad. Okay. It was in your February attempt, very good. You never know, questions have got repeated so many times in JEE. And even in the first attempt, the questions came in second attempt. Even in the second attempt, morning shift questions came in the evening shift attempt, So many things have happened. So let's see how many of you can do this. So two particles are projected from the same point with the same speed such that the ranges are same but different maximum heights. So these are warm-up questions. Let's see whether you can get it. H1, H2 are given. Which of the following is correct? Which of the following is correct? Come on, my warriors. Jagdish, don't spam, bacha. It's okay. Good. Even if NEET is on September 12th, good. Okay. Some of you are saying B. Some of you are saying C. Okay. Let's try this out. Now, do you see H1, H2, H1, H2, H1, H2, H1, H2 is there everywhere? If it's there everywhere, let's try to figure out what exactly is the value of H1, H2. Just try to figure out. Forget the number outside of it. Just what is the value of H1 into H2? Let's see whether we can get it in terms of range. Okay, H1 is U square sine square theta divided by 2g. Remember, they have the same range. If they have the same range, that means complementary angles give you the same range. Remember this. So that's why for the second height, the value of theta will be 90 minus theta, and this is divided by 2g. Fair enough? Now let's solve this. This will become u square sine square theta into u square cos square theta, and the entire thing is nothing but 4g square. Now I remember range is nothing but 2 u square sine theta cos theta by g. 2 u square sine theta cos theta by g. So I have u square, but how do I get sine theta cos theta? Well, I know what to do. I'll write u square, 1 of the sine theta from here, 1 of the cos theta from here. Again, this is u square, 1 of the sine theta from here and 1 of the cos theta from here. And remember, there was g below and there was g below. To preserve the equality also, we need to do few more things, but before that, remember, range formula always has this 2 on the top. Now to preserve the equality, what do we need to do? See, there was a 4 below here, so I need to multiply it by 4. I hope you see that. Oh sorry, my bad. To preserve the equality, my bad, I have to divide it by 4 because that 4 was anyways there. Now these 2's have come as extra. Do you see, these two 2's have come as extra? So I need to get rid of those 2's. I need to maintain, preserve the equality. So I hope you see, this is nothing but range. This is nothing but range. This is 4 into 2 into 2. It's nothing but 1 by 16. So what did you get? R square by 16. So H1, H2 is R square by 16. So what is R square? It is 16 times H1, H2. Yeah, just take that 16 over here. You'll get it 16 times H1, H2. That means it is B. Very good. Excellent. So that's how you need to solve the problem. So see what is common. You can see H1, H2 is common. So that was my starting point. And that's how we did it. Okay, beautiful question. Let's get going to the next one coming up on your screen. Let's see whether you can do this. Okay. Now, Nikhil, you can ping me on Instagram or leave a comment after the video, bacha, then I'll help you out. And Nishant, nobody can tell you what is the expected date for JEE 2022. It's too early, okay? Yep. The PDF will be available within, let's say, next 8 to 10 hours, okay? First it will be uploaded on the Telegram group, then it will come in the description box, okay? Some of you are saying B, some of you are saying C. Now there is a very interesting way to solve this. Let's see how do we do this. There is a ball and it is thrown and it experiences resistive force, okay? It experiences resistive force, and the question is, what is the maximum height attained by the ball? So if you draw the FBD of that ball at any instant, think about the forces acting on it. One will be mg, and because the velocity will be here, the next force will be the resistive force. And what is the resistive force? It is mkv square. Both of them together are acting on the same mass. In fact, if this is the velocity, so understand it is retarding because the force is opposite to the velocity. So it is retarding or decelerating. Both of them mean the same thing. So the acceleration is actually negative of the force total force divided by the mass. So what's the total force? The total force is mg plus mkv square divided by the mass. Goes, so it will be minus g plus kv square. That's the acceleration what I just got. Now, no, a lot of people get this wrong. Yes, this is mains level. Lot of people forget that there is gravity. They write acceleration is kv square. Guys, read the options carefully. Can you see g is there everywhere? So how can you forget g? You cannot forget. Take the hint from the options. That gives you the hint. Okay, you have to consider the weight as well, or else you'll get a wrong answer. Now, clearly there is tan inverse, log, etc. in the answer. This should give you the next hint. Always, sometimes remember, options will give you some hint. That means there will be some integration or derivatives. That means pakka some derivatives or integration is there. So think about what is asked. The question says, what is the maximum height reached? Now it's obvious that if I throw the ball from the ground, okay, with a speed of u, okay, this is the speed of u, from h is equal to 0, it will go up, it will stop over here, and that's where the height is h. This is height h from the ground. At topmost point, the velocity is 0 and the height is maximum. I have velocity, I have acceleration, but I have nothing related to height. So I need to get distance into the picture. How do I get distance into the picture? No, Kevin, what you're saying is wrong. Bacha, think carefully. Okay. How do I get distance into the picture? The moment I have acceleration, I know one more thing. Acceleration is dv by dt. Acceleration is dv by dt. And this is nothing but minus g plus kv square. One thing I know, the velocity is 0. I have velocity, but I don't have height or distance. How do I get that? Use chain rule. Use chain rule. So you will get dv by dx into dx by dt is equal to minus g plus kv square. This is interesting because I know one thing, that this is nothing but v. Dx by dt is nothing but v. Okay, so now this becomes easy. This will become v into dv. Bring this guy down, so it will become g plus kv square is equal to, take dx on the top, so minus dx. As simple as that. Yep, it is kinematics and integration. Now the next step is, we cannot integrate it so easily. You need to recollect the different rules, formulas, and the different ways in which you integrate. Look at the denominator, look at the numerator. I feel this is of the form where you have a denominator and the derivative of the denominator becomes the numerator if you just play with it. How do you play with it? Look over here. Just write 2k on the top and divide it by 2k. Take the derivative of the denominator. Take the derivative of the denominator, 0 plus k into 2v. 2kv. Yes, there is derivative of the denominator in the numerator. So whenever you have such a form, what happens is, this is as good as saying this is 1 by 2k integral. Just put integral on both sides. Okay, integrating both sides. So you have derivative, d by derivative of that denominator, which is nothing but d of g plus kv square. You would have learned this in maths, and you just have g plus kv square below, and you have dv here, and this is minus dx, and just integrate this. So the moment you have integral derivative of the numerator upon derivative of the denominator upon this denominator form, remember the integral is always ln x. The integral is always ln x. So use this logic. You have denominator and the derivative of the denominator. So that's it. Let's see what do we get now. Okay, let's see what do we get. So the next step will be 1 by 2k. Okay, 1 by 2k. So ln of this guy, which is g plus kv square. I don't need this anymore. I'm just erasing this. G plus kv square. from the limits. Now what are the limits going to be? When the height is 0, the velocity is u. When the height is h, the velocity is 0. When height is 0, velocity is u. When height is h, velocity is 0. Just use that. So u and 0, and there we go. On the other side you have just integral of dx, which is x itself, and from 0 to h. So just do this integration, guys. It's not that difficult. 1 by 2k, and you will get ln, and what do we get? Ln g plus kv square. Substitute 0 here, so you will get g. Substitute u over here, so you will get ln g plus ku square, and over here you will get minus of h minus 0. That's what you're going to get. Log of a minus log of b is log of a by b. So 1 by 2k, and you will have log of a by b, which is g divided by g plus ku square is equal to minus h. You can take the minus on this side. You can take the minus on this side. What will you get? If you take the minus on this side, flip it. So 1 by 2k ln g plus ku square divided by g is equal to h. So I think you would have got the answer by now. Which one it is? I think it is this one. It is this one. Yep. This is how it is. D. Yep. So this kind of question will come in the difficult category. This is difficult category. Remember, I had conducted a special session. 15% questions are difficult. Other questions are easy and medium. So this is in the difficult category. Very few people will solve it. If you want top 100, top 500 all India rank, you should solve this. Yeah, time taking question, but if you want top 100, top 500, top 1000 rank, then you need to solve this. Other than that, if you don't want, it's okay, you can leave it. No harm in that. There are other questions from where you're going to get a lot of marks. So don't worry about it. Okay, shall we go ahead? So this is, I have told you how to solve this. This will give you the idea. Yep. Next question. The stream of river is flowing with a speed of 2 kilometers per hour. Now there is a swimmer who can swim at 4 kilometers per hour. What should be the direction of the swimmer with respect to the flow of the river to cross the river straight? This is straight away. You should be able to get this. Come on, my warriors. Anurag thought it was medium. Okay, no, that is not medium, Anurag. That is difficult for mains level. Probably it will be medium for advanced level. Okay. Rishabh, just see us. How do we solve problems? You will get an idea, bacha. So the only way to know how to solve problems is when you practice. Look at others solving problems, think on your own, and question why things have been done the way it has been done. The question says the river flows with a speed of 2 kilometers per hour. In the given question, it says that you should be able to cross the bank without, you have to cross the river without any deviation. You have to cross it straight. So I want to go straight. Okay, this is the resultant. This is the net velocity. How do I go like that? It's very simple. I need to orient myself. I need to swim in this direction. The river will push me there. So my resultant velocity will be here. This plus this will be this. That's what will happen. Now the swimming velocity is given to be 4 kilometers per hour. And now I know this is theta. So obviously sine theta is opposite by hypotenuse, which is half. So therefore theta is 30 degrees. But theta is not even there in the option. Read the question. The question is with respect to the flow of the river. How is the river flowing? Like this. The river is flowing like this. This is the flow of the river. So what is the actual total angle? Theta plus 90. So 90 plus 30, guys, it's 120. Yep. It's not 150. Be careful. It's not 150. It's 120. Good evening, Sai Telugu. Yep. It's 120, which is option C. It's not 150. If 30 was there, a lot of people are going to mark 30 as the answer. This is what, people ask me, sir, how do we prevent silly mistakes? So read what is asked. If the question says angle with respect to the flow, you have to give me that. You cannot say, sir, I got theta as 30, I will mark 30 because it is there in the option. No. Read what has been asked. That's where you will probably make the silly mistake. Okay, let's get going to the next one. Here it comes. There is a particle which is moving in xy plane, and the force which it experiences is K into Vy I cap plus Vx j cap. Notice it's y I cap and x j cap, okay? The vertical and horizontal components of the velocity. If A is the acceleration, then which of the following statement is true for the particle? Very interesting question. Come on, think about it. If you did not do well, study positive vibes, then in 11th, then you're going to definitely have a hard time. That's why I'm conducting all these sessions, so that at least few questions will give you some insight on how to solve these questions. So observe. Some of you are saying C. Okay. How do we solve this question? Well, from this question, it is obvious that the x component of the force is K Vy. And similarly, the y component of the force is K Vx. Force is mass into acceleration, or rather acceleration is force by mass. So Ax, which is Fx by m, will be K by m Vy, and Ay will be similarly K by m Vx. Cool. Let's try to figure out what is V cross A. Let's try to figure this out. What is V cross A? Just let's try and do this. So if I try and do this operation, let's see what do we get. We will get velocity will be actually Vx I cap plus, think about it, Vy j cap cross acceleration. Acceleration has two components. Acceleration has two components, Ax and Ay. Let's see what do we do about it. Ax I cap plus Ay j cap. Now comes the funny part. Remember, whenever you take cross product, I cross I is 0, j cross j is 0. I cross I 0, j cross j 0. I cross j is k. So I cross j is k. So it will become nothing but Vx Ay. I cross j will become k. If you have forgotten that rule, let me write it over here. I j k. If you go like this, it's positive. I cross j is plus k, j cross I is minus k. J cross I, look at that, it will be minus k, so minus Vy Ax, and there you have k cap. Now I think I know what to do. Ay is this guy. Ay is k by m Vx. Just substitute it. Just substitute it from here. So you are going to get k by m Vx square, k cap, and minus, what is Ax? Ax is nothing but k by m Vy. K by m Vy. So Vy into Vy is Vy square. So you'll again get k by m Vy square, and that's k cap. Okay, a lot of things are common, so let's do this. K by m, and I'll have Vx square minus Vy square and k cap over here. Now what to do? Now what to do? You will be like, sir, what to do now? There is nothing which is coming out of this. What to do now? It's very simple. I'll tell you what to do. Okay, first let's get rid of this. It's no longer needed. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Okay. So this is what I got, V cross A as, right? How about doing this? Just continue this discussion. What is Ax? Ax is nothing but derivative of velocity with respect to time. dv by dt is acceleration. So this will become k by m Vy, okay? And acceleration is again derivative of velocity with respect to time. So it will become k by m Vx. Oh, I know what to do. Just divide both of them. Just divide, guys, both of them. See what will happen. You will get dvx by dvy, dt dt gone, k by m gone, will become Vy by Vx, cross multiply, you will get Vx dvx is equal to vy dvy. Now this is the best part. Just integrate both sides. If you just integrate both sides, what will you get? You will get vx square by 2 is equal to vy square by 2 plus some constant. What does this tell you? This tells you vx square minus vy square is actually 2c. Vx square minus vy square by 2, take that 2 on the other side, it will become 2c. This is very interesting. It has just come out to be a constant. That means what? V cross A is a constant. So hence option A is correct. This is also going to be in the difficult category. This is not going to be in the easy category. It's in that 15% questions. This is how it is. Yes, this is going to come in the hard, difficult category. It will not come in the easy or medium. If somebody does it, well and good. If they don't do it, that's it, gone. You can leave this question if you do not want top 1000 rank, okay? I'm telling you, don't get scared. So will all the questions be like this? Remember, difficult percentage is only 15% on an average. Maximum 15% to 18-20% will be difficult this type, but other than that, you have those remaining 85% which are simple or easy, medium. Okay, if you want to still join the crash course, remember this is how our wave platform looks like, where you can still watch all our lectures recorded and participate in the last few quizzes which are remaining for the last few days. Okay, chalo, let's get going quickly to the next question. Now this is not that difficult. I'm pretty sure you can get this. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, when I solve it, probably it looks easy, but let me tell you, this is how questions are. Too hard for NEET, yes, for sure. Thank you, Nandini. Okay, okay, Gyan, very good. NEET date is announced, very good. Excellent, good. Oh, I mean, I was not able to announce it because I was very much occupied, but I'm really happy if the dates are announced. I have myself not checked it. Okay, so there is a force given by this equation, R by T square into V. R by T square into V. How will you plot the quantities, log versus what or V versus T square? Which is the best way to plot? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's try to integrate and see what do we get, because clearly log and all these things are there. That means some kind of integration is there. Okay, here is what we do. What is force? Force is mass into acceleration. So it will come R, okay, by T square into V. Acceleration is nothing but dV by dt, and there we have R by T square and V. How about placing similar terms, velocity dV, dt t on one side, separate them out. So what you will get, bring that V over there, so you will have dV by V, bring that M below, so you will have R by M, and bring that dt on the top, so it will be dt by T square. The reason why I did this is because I want to integrate in the next step. So I'll have integral dV by V is equal to R by M integral T is below, bring it up by putting a negative power like this. So dV by V's integral is ln V. This is R by M. T raised to minus 2's integral is nothing but, you know, T raised to minus 1 by minus 1. So it's minus T, or rather T raised to minus 1 by minus 1. This is what it is, and plus C. If you just rearrange it a little bit, it will become log V is equal to R by M. This is as good as saying 1 by T plus C. Now just compare it with Y is equal to mx plus C. Clearly this is Y, this is C. So drawing which graph will give you a straight line for experimental purposes? Which quantity will you draw? Obviously log V versus 1 by T. Option A, correct. So this will come under medium or hard category. It depends on the overall paper's difficulty. If all questions are hard, that's different, but overall paper's difficulty is hard, that's different, but this will usually come in the medium or hard category for mains level. Keep this in mind. Okay, beautiful question, guys. Are you guys enjoying these questions? Do you want only lallu questions, or that minus 1 by T? That minus is the slope siddhant. So don't worry about the slope. The slope will be negative. The slope will be negative. That's all. So don't worry about that negative sign. Is the screen reversed for me? Yes. The screen which I can see, where I can see myself, yes, that's reversed for me. Very good. Enjoying? Okay, great. So guys, let me tell you one thing. If you just solve easy questions, probably you will get overconfident. So it's good to solve difficult questions at times, and then probably learning from those difficult questions in these last few days, so that, you know, when you actually see the question paper and when it is easy, you'll be like, "Arey, Shreyas Sir taught us so many difficult problems. So many questions came laddu types. Oh my god, now I can do this very easily. I can probably easily crack these questions. These are simple integrals. We have solved much more difficult problems and much more difficult integral questions in Shreyas Sir's class." That's what you will think during the exam. Okay, now this one is not difficult. You can do this. Okay. Right, get going. One end of a rope is passing over which passes over a massless and frictionless pulley P, is tied to a hook. It's tied to a hook, that rope, and the other end is free. Okay. Maximum tension that the rope can bear is 360 Newton. What's the value of the maximum safe acceleration that a man of 60 kg can climb down the rope? Okay, so let's draw the diagram. Where is our person? Our Pandu is here. Okay, this is our Pandu. Okay, he's climbing down. That means he's accelerating downwards. So with what maximum safe acceleration? So this is the acceleration with which he's climbing down. What are the different forces acting on the Pandu? Obviously, one will be his own weight. What's the mass of the Pandu? It's given, I think. Yeah, the Pandu's mass is 60 kg. So this is 60 G, force down. Now, the tension on the Pandu will be upwards, because even when he is going down, understand, he's making that rope tight. He's making it taut. He's pulling it, remember. So, on the Pandu, the force of tension will be upwards. This is how the force will be. Apart from these two, tell me, is there any other force? Is there any other force? Good evening, Meghna. Welcome aboard. Everyone join in. Now think about it. What are you going to do? What is the next thing that you will do? What is the next thing you will do? There is no other force, right? Okay, just write Newton's law's equation. What is the Newton's law's equation? 60G minus T is equal to M. What is M? M is 60. 60 into A. A I don't know. Now it is clear that this is 600. What is the tension? The tension, maximum tension, guys. What's the maximum tension it can bear? It is 360 Newton. So this is 360. This is equal to 60 into A. Divide everything by 60, guys. So guys, this will be 10 minus 6 is equal to A. So therefore, A will be equal to 4 meters per second square. That is the answer. Where is 4? Yeah, there we go. That's the answer. Yep. That's it. As simple as that. Muscular force is also acting, but that's an internal force. You always show external forces. The force with which he pulls should not be shown, because that's not the force acting on the Pandu. Understand, it's acting by the Pandu. Whenever you draw FBD, remember this. Only show forces acting on the system, on the body, on the object, not by the object. Keep this in mind. And do not show internal forces for finding the total acceleration. Okay, looking easy. How about this? This is not so easy. This will come in the medium category. Okay, come on, my warriors. Think about it. Anirudh, don't worry. Even if you are joined in late, all those students who are joining in late, it's okay. Watch from the current question. Whatever questions you have missed, you can watch the replay later on. Don't worry about it. Okay, there is no slipping. It's a question on rotational mechanics. And the question is, what is the friction acting at that point? Beautiful. Beautiful question. Let's see how to solve this. Okay. The platform itself is accelerated and that wheel is also going to rotate. It's crazy, right? How about simplifying the question like this? Instead of sitting on the ground and observing everything, because if you sit on the ground and observe, you're not only going to see some acceleration over here, obviously there is some friction here, there is some alpha, it's crazy to analyze it. So this center of mass will have some acceleration, let's say I call it A1, and from the outside, if you see, obviously mg is down, normal force is up. Who the hell will give this acceleration? There is only one force which can give this acceleration for this center, and that's going to be friction. This is exactly what we need to find, the frictional force. So obviously F is equal to m, mass of that body, into A1. That's one equation which we got. There is no other force. I hope you understand this. Yep, somebody already said it. Change the frame of reference. Change the frame of reference. Let's change the frame of reference and see what happens. Okay, sit on this plank. Okay, so make sure that now you are sitting on that plank. It's on a horizontal rug or whatever. It's a rug basically. You make that rug as the frame of reference. Now, this rug, remember, is going to be a non-inertial frame. Reason? The rug itself is accelerating. So in a non-inertial frame, what is that extra force that will come apart from those usual forces which you have shown? Apart from those usual forces that you have shown, which is that extra force that will come? Yes, somebody has already said it. No voice? No voice? I don't know. I hope I'm loud and clear, guys. I hope you can hear me. Yep. Yes, pseudo force. No voice? I don't know. How come no voice? Voice is clear. Okay. Okay, spammers. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so pseudo force. Oh, thank you, Ankit, for telling me. Okay, so pseudo force. And what is this pseudo force going to be? It's going to be mass of this body into acceleration of the rug. What is the acceleration of the rug? A. And why is it acting here? Because the rug is accelerating there, so pseudo force will act that side. I hope this is fine. Now, okay, now comes the tricky part. What do we do next? Let's think about, okay, because of this force, right, there will be some angular acceleration because of these forces. There will be some alpha over here. Can I write a torque equation? Because remember, net torque is moment of inertia multiplied by angular acceleration. How about writing this equation, guys? Net torque is moment of inertia, right, into angular acceleration. So is pseudo force giving torque? No. Why? Because it is passing through the center. Torque will only act if the force acts from some other point. So if it is passing through the point, how will it give torque? It will not give torque. Will normal give torque? No. Will mg give torque? No. Why? All these forces are passing through this point. Only this friction is giving the torque in the clockwise direction. Look at that. The friction is giving the torque. What is the value of the torque? R, radius, into F will be equal to moment of inertia. What is it? A cylinder. So m r square by 2 into angular acceleration. That's alpha. Yes, that's alpha. R will go. So you will have F is equal to m r by 2 into alpha. But now I don't like this alpha, guys. I don't like this alpha. Here is what I'll do. Now comes the next part. Look at this. It's a beautiful problem. It's a beautiful problem. It's a lot of people are going to say, sir, alpha is A by R. Sir, what the hell are you doing? No, alpha is not A by R. Be careful. Be careful. Alpha is not A by R. Do you agree if I take a point on the rug and if I take a point on the wheel? Look at this. A point on the rug and a point on the wheel which are in contact, these 2 points, shouldn't they have no or rather relative acceleration should be 0, or rather the acceleration should be same? Reason? It is not slipping. That's why this should be true. That's why. Wrong. A lot of people are saying omega by r, A is alpha. Wrong. This is all wrong. Think about it. First of all, there is no slipping, so these 2 points will have no relative motion. Both their accelerations will be same. What is the acceleration of the rug? Acceleration of the rug is A. This point, okay, apart from this point's acceleration, this point is moving with a1, right? Apart from that, it has an additional tangential acceleration. Think again. This center is moving with a1. This center is moving with a1. This point, apart from moving forward, it also has the tangential acceleration. So it should be a1 plus alpha r. Think again. This center is moving with some acceleration a1. Each point on the tangent has an additional acceleration. How much is the tangential acceleration? Alpha r. So this point not only is moving with a1 but also moving with alpha r. That's the catch. So that's why this will be a1 plus alpha r. How many of them got that correct? Yes. So now substitute this alpha over here. Alpha is a minus a1 by r. Now just substitute this alpha over here and you will get the answer. Yes, you will get the answer. Let's see what do we get. So F is equal to mr by 2. Alpha is a minus a1. So a minus a1 divided by r. This r and this r will go. Okay. And F is also ma1 from here. So this F I can write it as ma1 from here. Now see what do we get. You will get m and m also cancelled. You will have a1. Hold on. I just needed friction. My bad. So sorry. I just needed friction. I'll just keep it as it is. So I will have m by 2 and I will have a minus a1. a1 is f by m from here. a1 is f by m. So take it from there. So f by m. Now rearrange it. Yes, just rearrange it. So you will have F is equal to ma by 2 minus F by 2. Take it on the other side. Guys. Just check it out. You are going to get 3F by 2 is equal to ma by 2. 2 gets cancelled. And you will get F is equal to ma by 3. This is the answer. So the point over here is, this is the catch, this is the tricky part. Lot of people forget that A is not always alpha r. So what we did was, these 2 points were in contact, they both should have same acceleration. This point should have the same acceleration as that of the rug, which is A. This point not only is moving forward, but it also has that additional tangential acceleration. So that's why it is A1 plus that alpha r. This will come in the difficult category. This will take a lot of time. This will be in that 15% of those questions. But it has kinematics, this has, Newton's laws, FBD, rotation, torque, moment of inertia, everything, friction, all of it in one part. So that's how you need to solve it. Am I correct? Yes, ma by 3. Yep. Amazing question. I'm very good. Okay, shall we go ahead to the next one coming up on your screen? Okay, how about this question? A body of mass m started moving from rest from x-axis so that its velocity varies as v is a root s, where a is constant and s is the distance. What's the work done by the body in some t seconds after the start of the motion? How do we do this? Okay. Work done by the forces. Guys, use work kinetic energy theorem. We all know what is work kinetic energy theorem. Work done is change in kinetic energy. So it will be half mv square minus 0. It starts moving from rest. That's why this is 0. Somehow I need to get velocity. Acha, but the problem is, even if I put, velocity over here, understand v is a root s. It has s. But all these options have time because the question is as a function of time. How do we do that? Well, that's not that difficult. V is a root of x. This s I am writing it as x, and instead of writing a I will put it as alpha because people will get confused. This a as acceleration. No, a is some constant. It is not acceleration. So I am using some different symbols so that you guys do not get confused. Okay, so what is velocity? Velocity is nothing but dx by dt. Velocity is nothing but dx by dt is equal to alpha root x. Acha, I know what to do. Yes, bring dt here, take root x there. So this will become x raised to minus half dx is equal to alpha dt. So the root of x is x raised to half. When you take it there, it will become negative power. So what you need to do is integrate both sides. See, what do you get? When you integrate both sides, x raised to minus half's integral is x raised to half divided by half is equal to alpha into times integral. What will be times integral? T. Yes, this is what you're going to get. The limits are very simple, guys. At time 0, x is 0. When time is t, x is x. So that's why other things will not even come. So what will you get from this? 2 root x is equal to alpha t. So therefore root of x is equal to alpha t by 2. So root of x is alpha t by 2. So just use this to find velocity. What is velocity square, guys? So before that, think what is velocity. Velocity is a root x, right? So instead of root of x, what can you write? What can you write? Think about it. Instead of root of x, you can write it as alpha was actually a. Think about it. I just used a different symbol. That's all. So it was a into t by 2 whole square. Yep. This was the last step. Yep. So this was a raised to 4. Yep. Cool. So that should give me option A. Correct. Cool. That's how it is done. This will come in the medium to hard category. This will be in that medium to hard category. It's not very hard, but it's not very easy also. So it will come in the medium to hard category. So that's where you get 1/8 m a raised to 4. Yes. Okay. Cool. Next question coming up on your screen. A block of mass m is lying on a smooth surface and it is attached to a spring of negligible mass or spring constant k. The other end of the spring is fixed as shown in the figure. The block is initially at rest in its equilibrium position. If you apply a constant force, what is the maximum speed of the block? Let's see how do we do this. You apply a constant force, what is the maximum speed of the block? It is right now at rest. Okay. Right now if the block is at rest, when you apply the force, eventually the block will achieve maximum speed, and when it achieves maximum speed, just try to think as in SHM, when an object performs SHM, when is the speed maximum? When is the speed maximum? When the force is 0, when the acceleration is 0. If you have forgotten that, how it comes, let me tell you. The block accelerates, reaches maximum speed and then decelerates. So when the acceleration changes the sign, when acceleration goes from positive to negative, that's when the velocity reaches maximum value. So mean position, exactly. So this is where the acceleration is 0 and the kx will be exactly equal to f. So kx is equal to f, or x is equal to f by k. Okay, cool. I'll keep this aside. This is when the speed is maximum. I think I can still use work kinetic energy theorem. How do I use work kinetic energy theorem? Observe. Work done by force F plus work done by the spring is equal to half mv square minus 0. Change in kinetic energy. Total work done is change in kinetic energy. What's the work done by the spring and what's the work done by the force F? It's simple. This force is constant force. So work is just F into x, and that too positive. Why positive? Because force and displacement in the same direction. How about the work done by the spring? Spring force is behind, and remember the value of spring force's work done is kx squares half, and it is negative. Reason being spring force is behind. Keep this in mind. Yep. Now this will become half mv square. Interesting. But I do not want x in the answer. So question is to find v. I know what to do. Get rid of x by substituting x as f by k. So this will become f by k minus half k x square. X square means f square by k square is equal to half mv square. Now this will become f square by k minus one of the k will go cancel, f square by 2k is equal to half mv square. I will use this space now. 1 minus half is half, so this will become half f square by k is equal to half mv square. You can see k, 2 and 2 gets cancelled, k remains, and we wanted v, right? So v square will be f square by m and k. Therefore, v is equal to f by root of mk, which is option D. Which is option D. That's it. That's it. That's the answer. So this will come in medium category, guys. This is not easy, but this is not difficult. This can be done easily. How I removed the x, Nikhil Reddy? Look at this. When the velocity is maximum, acceleration is 0. Because when you reach maximum speed, the acceleration before would be positive and then it will start decelerating. So at maximum speed, the acceleration is 0. So forces will cancel. So spring force is equal to outside force. From that I got x. That's how it is. Yep. So I found out the value of x when the speed is maximum, and then I used work kinetic energy theorem. Work done by spring, work done by force is equal to half mv square minus 0. Spring will do negative work, force F is constant, so it will do F into x work. So just that's it, nothing else. Yep. Okay, cool. Let's get going to the next one coming up on your screen. Here it is. Here it is. Friction is not there. Friction is not there. Yep. Beautiful questions. Next question. 4 point masses of mass m are fixed at the corners and the square is rotating with angular frequency omega. The question is, what is the angular momentum? Now, in order to find angular momentum, which is I into omega, omega is already known. Angular frequency is omega. The only thing which I do not know is moment of inertia. Now, to figure that out, what you do, guys, see, this is the axis of rotation. And these are the point masses 1, 2, 3, 4. This point mass will not even have moment of inertia because it is on the axis. So don't even count it. Okay, cool. Let me just drop a perpendicular. Let's say I call it x. This is actually the distance of the axis from the point mass which is rotating. It's rotating like this. This is rotating like that. This is rotating like this. So understand, in fact, this to this is strictly speaking 2x, guys. This to this is actually x. So each mass is at a different distance from the axis of rotation. Okay. How do I figure out x? Well, that's simple. If this is x, obviously this is also x. Come on, it's a square, right? This is diagonals. This is the center. This is x. This is also x. So using Pythagoras, what can you say? X square plus x square is this side. What is that side? That side is length L. So it is L square. So 2x square is L square. So x is L by root 2. X is L by root 2. So what is moment of inertia? This point mass on the axis, 0 moment of inertia. Okay, this point mass has no moment of inertia. It's on the axis. mr square, remember that's the formula. mr square. M is m, r is x. So x square plus this m and x square. So m x square plus this m and the distance is 2x. So m into 2x square. M into 2x square. Okay, now what do we need to do? Mx square plus mx square plus mx 2x square. So 2 square is 4. 4 plus 1, 6. So it is 6mx square. But wait a minute, I know the value of x. What's the value of x? L by root 2. So just substitute L by root 2 whole square. So it will become 6ml square by 2, which is 3ml square. That's moment of inertia. So angular momentum will be this. Okay, angular momentum will be I into omega. So where is the answer? It is here, 3ml square omega. Very good. Excellent. Yep, that's how it is. Excellent. Beautiful question, guys. Beautiful questions. Okay, so this is not that difficult. This is decent only. I mean, you can solve it. You should get marks for this. Okay, let's get going to the next question. This will be medium. Yep, this is not easy. Guys, I have not kept easy questions today. Reason is, if I do easy questions now, then you will probably get happy, satisfied. You will like it, but then that's no point, right? You have to see some good questions so that when you solve those questions actually in the exam, the easy ones, you will probably take hints from the difficult ones. So if you are joining in late, start watching from here. It's okay. Even if you have missed few questions, you can definitely watch the replay. Now there is a coin of mass 5 grams and radius 1 centimeter. Okay, and it is rotating. The question is, what is the torque that will make it rotate about 25 rotations in 5 seconds? Now this 25 rotations is omega final. In 5 seconds, this is the time. Okay, initial angular velocity was 0. From this, I think I can get alpha, which is final minus initial upon the time. So that will be 25 minus 0 by 5, which is 5 radians per second square. Great. Next up. Remember, to find torque, I need to multiply I and alpha. Torque is moment of inertia into alpha. So I need to find I. How do I find I? Simple. I want to find I about this axis. For that, I need to know moment of inertia about this axis. But I do not know what's the formula for moment of inertia for this axis. So use perpendicular axis theorem. Just drop a line like this. This moment of inertia and this moment of inertia will be same because they both are diameters. You rotate like this or rotate like this, it's the same. And remember, perpendicular axis theorem, you need an axis which is perpendicular this way. So actually speaking, this is what? A disc, a coin. So mr square by 2 is strictly speaking I1 plus I1. Moment of inertia about x plus moment of inertia about y is moment of inertia about z axis. So from this I1 you will get mr square by 4, 2I1. So bring that 2 below, so mr square by 4. But that's not the final thing. I want moment of inertia about this axis, right? So how do I do that? Parallel axis theorem. So the actual moment of inertia using parallel axis theorem will be mr square by 4 is the moment of inertia about the center of mass. Shift it. How do I shift it? Plus m into distance. What is the distance? It is r. So you will get this as 5 by 4 mr square. Now the last step is torque. Torque is that parallel axis into alpha. So which is 5 by 4 mr square into alpha. Okay, alpha is 5. And guys, substitute everything else. What is the mass? 5 grams. So 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. What is the radius? 1 centimeter. So 10 to the power minus 2 whole square into, yeah, alpha is nothing but 5. Yep. But there is one catch. This actually is not radian per second square. Yes, this is actually not radian per second square because the word rotation is used. Remember, one rotation is actually 2 pi radians. In case you forgot, one rotation is 2 pi radians. So whatever I got was in rotations per second square. Actually this 5 was rotations per second square. So convert it into radians. So it will be 5 into 2 pi radians per second square. So this will be 10 pi radians per second square. So this is actually rotation. So one rotation is 2 pi radians. So actually we need to put up 5 instead of 5, I need to put up over here 10 pi. So that's one place where probably you can miss out. Oh, somebody already said that, is it? Yeah, Priyanka, I think. Yeah. So now do this math and see what you get. You will get 25 by 4 and you have 10 pi over here. Yes. 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 4, 10 to the power minus 7, 10 to the power minus 7 and 10 to the power minus 6, and you will have pi over here. Yep. So that will be your answer. You can solve it to get the exact decimal. Options are not there, Nikhil Reddy. This can come as an integer type, decimal type of question. So solve this and you will get the answer in decimals. Okay, so this is how you need to solve it. So the answer given is close to 2 into 10 to the power minus 5. You can do that. Great. Okay, let's get going to the next one. Okay, cool. Let's solve this. So many theorems were used. Did you see? Can you count the number of theorems, laws were used in the previous question? Parallel axis theorem, perpendicular axis theorem. Then also torque is I alpha. So many concepts can be used. Very good question. Okay, great. Chalo, let's do this question based on collisions, moment and momentum. Yep. So guys, if you are enjoying the session, please do not forget to hit the like button so that you can show your support and love out here. Okay, some of you are saying 10. I don't know how you are saying 10, but maybe you have solved this before. Good. If you have solved it before. The question says, the small mass collides elastically. You can see this mass is here. It collides and goes here. And this mass over here goes like this. Okay, so let's just assume few things. Let's assume that this is moving with speed u, obviously. Let's say after the collision it is moving with speed v1, and let's say after the collision this is moving with speed v2. Okay, cool. Now if it collides elastically, okay, it moves with half its initial kinetic energy. So what it means is that this kinetic energy, half mv1 square, is half of the initial kinetic energy. That's what it means. Now half of mm gets cancelled and you'll get v1 square is u square by 2. Okay, cool. So v1 is nothing but u divided by root 2. Okay, this is one result I got, but I'm not seeing any use of it right now. Let's see, maybe it will be useful later on. Since the collision is elastic, that means kinetic energy initial should be kinetic energy final after and before the situation. Understand, it will be same. That means I will just write down the kinetic energy equation. What is the initial kinetic energy? It was half m u square. That's it. The other mass was at rest. Is equal to, it collides. One mass goes here, one mass goes here. Look at that. It collides, it goes like that. Energy is anyway scalar, so don't worry about direction. Half mv1 square. Oh, I know. Half mv1 square is actually half of half mu square. We just wrote that. So actually the final kinetic energy of mass m is half of half mu square. So I don't need to substitute it again. Plus kinetic energy of 10m mass, it's half into 10m into v2 square. Okay, I think I can take this guy on the other side. So it will become half mu square minus 1 by 4 mu square is equal to 10 by 2 m v2 square. Mm goes out. Half minus 1 by 4 is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 u square is equal to 10 by 2 v2 square. I hope this is clear till this point. Yes. Now just cancel this 2, obviously this will become like this. So okay, so I just got u square is equal to 20 v2 square. This is what I got. Okay, this is the second equation. But still I'm nowhere close to the answer. Where the hell is sine theta? I'm not even getting sine theta in the answer. There is one thing which is missing. Probably momentum equation. See guys, you have to think about different kinds of laws and equations that you can use. You have to use every piece of information that is given or which is not given in the problem. In the question it was given it is elastic, so I used energy. In the question it is given half the energy is the final energy as compared to the initial. That also I used. What was not given? That momentum is conserved. That is something which you know and you can use that. So conserve momentum. So let me get rid of this. I don't think I need this anymore. So conserve momentum. So if you conserve momentum, but in which direction? Will you conserve in x or y? Guys, look at the equation. It has sine theta. So if it has sine theta, that means I should conserve it in the y direction. Yep. You have to conserve it in the y direction. Sine theta is there in the y direction. What is the initial momentum in the y direction? The mass was coming in I cap. Look at this. So there was no momentum initially. Is equal to, what is the momentum of this mass? It is mv1 sine theta. What is the momentum of 10m mass? It's downwards. So minus 10 m v2 sine theta 2. This is theta 1, this is theta 2. Okay, so m gets cancelled. This goes there. So 10 times v2 is equal to 10 times v2 into sine theta 2, okay, is equal to nothing but v1 sine theta 1. Oh, I know the value of v1. I also know the value of v2 from here. Okay, look at this. What is v2? v2 is nothing but root of, yes, lot of things out here, guys. Yep, lot of things out here. Okay, so v2 is nothing but root of, rather I can put it like this, u by root 20 using this. v2 is nothing but u by root 20 sine theta 2 is equal to, what is v1? v1 is u by root 2. It's u divided by root 2 sine theta 1. Just 1 second. Yep. So I can get rid of this. So what will happen next? U gets cancelled. Root 2 gets cancelled. So 10 sine theta 2 by root 10 is equal to sine theta 1. Root 10 gets cancelled. So root 10 sine theta 2 is sine theta 1. Can you compare that? And can you see what is the value of n? The value of n is 10. That's the answer. Vectors is there everywhere. So you need to know vectors. Yes, n is 10. Yep. What a nice question. What a nice question. Guys, trust me, do not lose confidence. In fact, gain more confidence by looking at this question. You should be able to recollect so many concepts. A lot of people say, sir, revise theory, sir. Lot of people do this mistake. Guys, you cannot revise physics by theory. What's the use? Everybody knows conserving momentum means this. What's the point? You should know how to use it. So observe, watch me observe this, how I'm using, how I'm applying, what equations am I writing, how I'm solving. Look at that. Okay, come on. Let's see how many of you can get the next question now. Beautiful question coming up on your screen. There is a mass suspended by a string from the ceiling of a lift. The lift starts accelerating, guys. Yes, the lift starts accelerating. The question is, what is the work done by the tension in the string during this motion? Okay, where is the lift accelerating? It is moving down. This is the catch. A lot of people make a mistake out here. Thank you for all the love. Thank you, A. Prakash and Pugata, everyone. Thank you. You can watch the replay, bacha. Hello, Ed's Gallery. Here is a question. There is a block and it is suspended by a light string from the ceiling of a lift. The lift starts moving down with an acceleration of this thing. What is the work done by the tension during the motion? Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, the lift is going down with how much acceleration? 2 meters per second square. So what are the forces acting on this block? One, obviously there is mg. Where is the mass? The mass is 2. So it is 2g down. Then you have tension. And obviously, if the lift goes down, even the block goes down with the same acceleration. So what is the equation that you will write, guys? Using Newton's laws, 2g minus t is equal to mass into acceleration. So 20 minus t is equal to 4. Therefore, t is equal to 16 Newton. Why do I need this? Look at the question. Work done. What is the work done? It's force of tension multiplied by displacement. Is the force known? Yes. I just figured it out. Displacement, I think I need to figure that out. How do I find displacement? Very simple. Use your kinematic equation. It's ut plus half at square. U is 0. It starts from rest. Okay, and it starts, that means it is at rest, plus half acceleration to how much time? In the first 5 seconds. So 5 square. That's why I used the second equation, because time was given. So this will become 25 meters. Now the last step is the work done. So a lot of people are going to make a mistake here also. Work is force into displacement. So 16 into 25. But don't make a mistake over here. 25 into 16, 400. Yes, but there is a catch. Look at the force and look at the displacement. Force is up, displacement is down. So the work done is actually negative. So be careful, the answer is A, not plus 400. Yep, that's how it is. A lot of people make a mistake. Yes, I hope this is fine. Very good question. A lot of people are going to write 400. Actually, it is minus 400. Yeah. All right, let's get going to the next one coming up on your screen. There is a bullet which is moving with some initial kinetic energy and it enters a wooden block. It loses 1/4 of the kinetic energy after traveling 3 centimeters. How much more will it go till it comes to rest? Assume the resistance is constant. Beautiful question. Very good, Anish, you got it 400. Excellent, Priyanka. Very good, Weirdo. Thank you, Bugata. Alright, thank you for all the love, Rishi. Alright, Maheshwaram saying 15. I don't know whether it's 15 or not. Here is the logic. First thing, this bullet will enter with some kinetic energy. Okay, it just enters. As soon as it travels 3 centimeters, okay, the kinetic energy has become how much? 1/4. So it became K by 4. Now, eventually it is going to go and stop. I don't know how much more it is going to travel. I feel we can use work kinetic energy theorem because the resistive force will be opposite and it is constant, right? It's constant. It's given. It is constant resistive force. It's clearly mentioned. The resistance is constant. How about using work kinetic energy theorem? Work kinetic energy theorem. The reason why I'm using it, kinetic energy is there, distance is there, force is there, constant. So probably this will work. Okay. Resistive force, how much work will it do? Negative. So force into displacement. What is the displacement? 3 is equal to final, which is K by 4, minus initial, which is K. So I'll get minus 3F. Now you might be wondering, sir, it is in centimeters. Shouldn't you convert it? Yes. But let's say all the quantities are in CGS units. So you don't have to worry about it. Now, K by 4 minus K, that's going to be minus 3K by 4. Correct? 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. So this is negative 3 by 4. Minus minus goes off. 3 goes off. So F is equal to K by 4. But that's not what we want. What we want is how much further distance will it move. Use work kinetic energy theorem again from here to here. Work done will be force into displacement but negative because force and displacement are opposite. Final minus initial kinetic energy. Is the force known? Yes. It is nothing but K by 4 into X is equal to minus K by 4. Isn't that true? Okay. Now KK goes, minus minus goes. So what is the value of X? Guys, I think there is a small mistake we did. It loses 1/4 of its kinetic energy. It did not retain 1/4 of its kinetic energy. It lost 1/4. So what is remaining is 3K by 4, guys. It's remaining is 3K by 4. So actually speaking, this should have been 3K by 4 minus K by 4. So then this will be just K by 4. Okay. So then this will be K by 12, of course. And then this will be also different. This will be also K by 12, I guess. Yep. And now I think it makes sense. Yep. You have this also will be changed. This will be also 3K by 4. And this will be minus 3K by 4. And this K and this K goes. This 4 and this 12 goes, this will be 3. So therefore X will be 9 centimeters. Yep. So the answer should be C, guys. A lot of you are saying 15. I don't know why. Yep. So it lost 1/4 of its kinetic energy. It did not retain 1/4, it lost. So that's why I need to make that change. It was not k/4, it was 3k/4. Yep. Cool. It was 9 centimeters. I don't know why you guys were saying 15 centimeters. It's 9 centimeters. Be careful. Yep. Cool. Great. Let's get going to the next question coming up on your screen. There we go. Yeah. Here's the next question. There is a block of mass m starts from rest and it slides on a smooth track and there is a loop and all of that. The question is, what is the force acting on the block when it is at C? Okay, so when it is at C, what are the different forces? What is the force on the block by the track? It's very simple. The force will be the normal force, and this normal force is coming because it is accelerating towards the center. It is having some centripetal acceleration. mg is down, and because of that there will be tangential acceleration. Yes, there will be tangential acceleration. Now, in order to find normal, what we need is mass into centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration is v square by r. But the problem is I do not know what is v. How do I get that? Simple. From this level to this level, what is the height difference? This is r, this is 6r, so this is 5r. So what I can do is use energy conservation. Yes, conserve energy. So mg into 5r is equal to half mv square. The potential energy got converted into kinetic energy. That's it. Energy transition. Potential got converted into kinetic. Nothing else. goes. So v square will be 10 G R, I guess 2 goes here, 5 to the 10, R is also there. Yep. Now what you need to do, just substitute v square over here and see what do we get. Okay. So I'll get normal is equal to m by r, v square is 10 gr, rr goes, so 10 mg, which is nothing but option B. That's the answer. Yep, that's how it is. Amazing question, guys. Amazing question. Beautiful. Are you guys loving it? Show some energy, guys. No RAGO, no class for physics this week for 11th standard because 2021 students are there, so please bear with us. Oh no, it's perfectly water. Okay. Okay, let's get going to the next one. Okay, let's get going. Next question. There is a steel ball which falls from height h on a floor where the coefficient of restitution is E. The height attained by the ball after 2 rebounds is how much? That's the question. Let's try to figure this out. So, first of all, the ball is dropped. Alright, it was at rest. So when it comes down and hits the surface over here, this velocity v1 will be root 2 gh. If it drops from height h, okay, it will obviously have root 2 gh standard formula. But when it rebounds, the velocity will be less, and we know restitution is speed of separation upon speed of approach. So v2 will be v1 into e. From this I can find what's the height it goes probably, but I don't think I will need that right now. But I know one thing, it will drop here with the same speed v2. This is the first rebound. Now the second rebound will happen and it will have a new speed v3 and it will go till some height. Obviously, next time v3 will be v2 times of e. For the next rebound, V3 will be V2 into E. But V2 is V1E. So it will become V1 into E, which is V1E square. But hold on, what is V1? It is root 2 GH. So it is root 2 GH into E square. That's V3. But the question is not to find speed. The question is to find this height. Well, the height formula is simple. It's velocity square by 2g. Standard formula. Speed square by 2g is the formula for height. So use that. V3 square is 2gh into E square divided by 2g. So it will be h into e raised to 4. So h into e raised to 4, where is it? That's option D, guys. Max height. That's it. As simple as that. Is that clear, everyone? That's very simple. If you go step by step, you have to use 1D kinematics. You also have to use collisions and restitution. As simple as that. That's it. You get the answer. Let's get going to the next one. Beautiful. Next question. Beautiful question. This is based on integration. Center of mass. Find the center of mass. And the question is, mass density is given as a function of x and where exactly it is located for a rod. I'll tell you what you should do, guys. Just remember one thing, you can do the integration on your own also. It's very simple. Whenever mass density is given, the formula for center of mass is this one, integral x dm divided by integral dn. That's the modified formula. Now, please understand this lambda which is given over here, mass per unit length, actually is dm by dx. dm by dx, mass per unit length, is a plus bx. This is what is actually given over here. Now use this to your advantage and solve the integration. So strictly speaking, it is x into dm. What is dm? This guy into dx. So it is a plus bx into dx. And integral dm. What is dm? Again, this guy into dx. So a plus bx into dx. What will be the limits? Look at that. X will start from 0 and end at L. So it will start from 0, end at L. Start at 0, end at L. Just do the integration. Everybody will be able to do this integration very easily. Standard formula you will need, integral x raised to n dx is equal to x raised to n plus 1 by n plus 1. Just do that and you'll get the answer. So this is not that difficult, and this is something which you should know if mass density is given. Any function can be given, you will get the answer. That's not difficult, okay? So try that out on your own. We'll do some tricky problems now. Find the moment of inertia of a thin uniform rod of mass m and length l about axis through the center and making angle theta with the rod. Okay, so lot of people are going to use integration here, but I'm going to teach you a technique by which you can avoid integration for these kind of problems. Look at this. There is a rod. Okay, there is a rod over here. Okay, like this. Okay, cool. And it's clearly mentioned the rod makes an angle theta with the axis of rotation. Okay, so this is theta. The question is, what is the moment of inertia about this axis? Okay, cool. I'll tell you what. Just think about it this way. If I take one more axis which is perpendicular to the given axis, then this angle will be 90 minus theta. Correct? This angle will be 90 minus theta. Now I don't know which is the answer, but I know one thing for sure. If I add this axis 2 and axis 1 moment of inertia of axis 1 plus moment of inertia of axis 2, for sure I should get moment of inertia of the rod about the central axis. Remember, these are perpendicular axis. So I should get moment of inertia about that axis. What is it? ml square by 12. I1 will have theta, I2 will have 90 minus theta, which is complementary. Think which of the options, when substituted as theta and 90 minus theta and added, will give you ml square by 12? Very simple. Think about it. Which of the options, when added, will give you, with complementary angles, will give you ml square by 12? Isn't it very simple now? Is it ml square by 12? Obviously not. Is it ml square tan square theta? No. Sine square? Yes. Sine square theta. Think about it. And here I will get cos square theta. Think about it. I'll get sine square theta and here I'll get cos square theta. When I add them, it's nothing but 1. So what will be left will be ml square by 12. So guys, the answer is A. As simple as that. So you will save so much of your time in the examination by doing this technique. Okay. So if you want how to do it using integration, I have put up the derivation out here in case you need it. But I don't think you will need it. Okay. You can just use this. Okay. Cool. Let's get going to the next question coming up on your screen. Here it is. There is a rod and it is sliding. There is a rod, it is sliding. And the question is if this point B has a velocity of √3, what is the velocity of this point? A lot of people are bound to make mistake. Let's see how many of you can do this. If this point has some velocity, what's the velocity of this point? Let's see how many of you can do this. How many of you remember this? That's the interesting part now. Come on, 3, 1. Yeah, it's a math problem. Very good, HS Vaibhav. Guys, remember in these kind of problems that tan theta is not opposite by adjacent. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. Tan theta is not opposite by adjacent, it's adjacent by opposite. It's adjacent by opposite in these situations. That's how you remember this. Adjacent is VB and opposite is VA. So remember that. So tan 30 is 1 by √3. VB, what is VB? It is √3 by VA. So VA will be √3 multiplied by √3, which is 3, and that's the answer, not otherwise. Yep. Now why does it work like that? There is a simple derivation for that. I mean, you can use derivatives, or you can use length of the rod is constant and take the velocities along the components like this. Say this is VB, take the component along the rod. Okay, this is 30, so this is VB cos 30. Similarly, this is VA, right? Take the component along the rod because this is 60. So this will be VA cos 60, which is the same as VA sin 30. Now this component should be equal to this component. Why? Because the length of the rod should remain constant, else the rod will break. So this and this should be equal. When you equate that, you will get this relationship. So basically VA sin 30 should be equal to VB cos 30. So when you use that, you will get this. Okay, that's how you do that. Beautiful. Why that reverse tan, Archit? That's the way to remember that. Only for this constrained problem. You solve this, you will see this will be tan 30 is VB by VA. You get it like that. That's how it is. Yeah. You can take it as cot theta also. No problem. Okay, let's get going to the next one coming up on your screen. A solid sphere. Yes. A solid sphere is rotating about its diameter. Due to the increase in the room temperature, the volume increases by 0.5%. If no torque acts, what is the new angular speed? Now, first of all, yes, you heat it, the temperature changes, and because of that, angular speed is changing and no torque is there. This should probably give you a hint that probably this is based on angular momentum conservation. When you heat it, what will happen? The radius will change. When the radius will change, what will happen? Moment of inertia will change. When moment of inertia changes, what will happen? Angular velocity will change to conserve the angular momentum. That's what it is. So, what we do is, basically, volume change is given as 0.5%. Remember, del V by V is actually 3 times del R by R. How does this come? Because remember, gamma is 3 times of alpha. From thermal expansion chapter, gamma is thrice linear coefficient. So change in volume percentage wise is 3 times the change in the radius change. So one thing I got, radius, alright, the radius will change by 0.5 by 3%. That's something what I got. The radius will change by 0.5 by 3 because 3 will come down. Okay, cool. Now what do we do next? Percentage error is also there. Yes. What do we do next? Omega into I is constant. Omega into moment of inertia is constant because this is angular momentum. This is angular momentum. That's constant. Cool. So the question is, what will happen to the angular speed? So omega will be some constant divided by I. I is mr square. Now I know what to do next. This is nothing but C by m r raised to minus 2. Using the principles of errors, I know one thing. Del omega by omega is take the power and the modulus, always modulus, into del r by r. That's the rule. The power comes outside and then the relative error. That's the rule, guys. So from this, what are you going to get? Del omega by omega is twice basically del r by r. But hold on, I just found this out. It was 0.5 by 3%. This was 0.5 by 3 percentage wise. So omega percentage change will be 2 into 0.5 by 3%. 2 into 0.5 is 1. So this will be 1 by 3%. That's it. That's how it is. Yes, this will come in the difficult category because there are 3 chapters at least which are involved. Units and dimensions and errors, rotational mechanics and thermal expansion. 3 chapters involved in one question. So this will be in the difficult category. Okay, so that's how you solve this. Beautiful question. Let's get going. Okay, so you need to go step by step. Step by step, you will get it. Let's go to the next one. There is a cubical block of side length L. It rests on a rough surface. Coefficient of friction is given. Force is also applied. What should be that force of so what should be that force so that you can just topple the box? That's the question. Now, since it's clearly mentioned that the coefficient of friction is sufficient, that means you don't need to worry about slipping. This friction is large enough. Okay. Apart from that, there will be mg down, and this external force will act here. Okay, it will act here like this. This is the external force is acting along this line. The question is, what is the force required to topple it? When you apply the force from the top, what will happen? This block will topple like that. If it topples like that, that means it is going to topple about that edge in the front. It's going to topple at that edge in the front. That means when it topples over here, won't the normal force also shift over here and normal will be acting from here? Because all these points will lose contact and it is on the verge of toppling, so normal force will act from here. Now, if that's the scenario, okay, because it is given the minimum force, that means it is just on the verge of toppling. That means the net torque is almost zero, almost. Anything which is unbalanced will now cause the box to topple. So when it is just on the verge of toppling, net torque is almost zero. So how about measuring torque about this particular point, about this particular edge? Which forces are producing torque? Is friction giving torque? No. Why? Because it is passing through the point. Is normal giving torque? No. Why? Because again it is passing through the point. Is this force giving torque? Yes. How much? Look at the perpendicular distance. Is the length of that. So it is L into F is giving a torque like that. Okay, about that edge it's giving a torque like this. How about mg? Oh, mg is also giving a torque, but other way around. So that's why it will be minus. And this distance, it's length by 2, half of that length. So L by 2 into mg. This will be 0 because no other force is giving torque. So now take it on the other side. So LF is equal to L by 2 mg. LL goes, so F is mg by 2. That's the answer, guys. Mg by 2. That's it. Is it understood? So guys, this involves toppling. So whenever toppling is there, whenever questions on toppling are there, understand it is not already toppling. It's just on the verge of toppling. So just make sure net torque is 0. Okay, show all the forces. Probably you will see the normal and the contact force would have shifted somewhere just probably at the edge of toppling, and then draw the FBD and generally measure the torque about the edge or the point where it topples, because most of the forces will not produce torque over there, and then just write your torque equation and you will get it. Yep, that's how it is. Lavanya, you can watch beta the Pathfinder series also. That will help you in current electricity if you need it. Okay, so that's mg by 2. Let's get going to the next one. Come on, my warriors, think. Okay, you think about this. I'll give you some time. Let me just refresh myself using some chips. Asim, it is just on the verge of toppling. It has not yet toppled. So all the forces which are toppling it and all the forces which are preventing it from toppling are just balancing each other. So that's why the net torque is 0. Come on, figure this out. Lavanya, Pathfinder series, bacha, will get it in the playlist on our channel only. If you just browse, there are many tabs, playlists, videos, etc. So go to playlist. In that there is physics. So go to physics section. Open that up. You will see chapter-wise playlist. Current, electricity, electrostatics, magnetism. So just open up current electricity. Okay. Chalo, let's do this. 3 rods. Equilateral triangle, moment of inertia about centroid O. So can I do this? Oh, which chips is this? This is this chips. What is this? Is it? Yeah, some parlays. Yeah, some parlays piri piri. Oh, this is called as piri piri chips. Okay, that's piri piri chips. It's very nice. I like it. Black color. Yeah, wrapping. Okay, if I find any one rod's moment of inertia about the centroid, I can just multiply it by 3 and find the total moment of inertia. As simple as that. So I just need to first of all find this distance, because I know one thing about this axis. The moment of inertia is ml square by 12. I need to shift it. Yep, I need to shift it. Let's say the distance is x. I need to figure that out. Okay, that's not that difficult. This is centroid. This is 1/3 of this. This is 1/3 of that. So that x is 1/3 because centroid divides it in the ratio of 2:1. So 1/3 of the altitude. Now what's the altitude? This altitude, if you look at this triangle out here, I don't know whether you can see it, this triangle, okay, this is 90. This is 60. So if this is 60 and this is hypotenuse, which is having a length of L, this is nothing but L sine 60. So this is L sine 60, guys. So just see, what do you get? Sine 60 is √3 by 2. So it will be L √3 by 2, and this 3 is also there. So this will become L by 2 √3. That's the value of x. Why do I need that? Because I need to shift the moment of inertia. So moment of inertia of any one rod will be ml square by 12 plus mx square. So it will be ml square by 12 plus mx square. That means L square by 2 square is 4, root 3 square is 3, 3 4s are 12. So 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12 is 1 by 6. Okay, so ml square by 6. That's the moment of inertia of a rod. So the total moment of inertia of the triangle will be 3 times ml square by 6, because each rod will have the same moment of inertia. So this will be ml square by 2, guys. Yes, so that's answer D. That's answer D. Beautiful. Amazing. Yep, answer D. A lot of you are saying C, a lot of you are saying B. No, that's not correct. The answer is D. Okay, cool. Let's get going to the next one. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, Sadhika, you can. You can. A circular disc rolls down an inclined plane without slipping. What fraction of the total energy is translational? It's rolling without slipping. Okay. There is V, there is omega. What fraction of the total energy is translational? So that fraction is nothing but kinetic energy of translation upon the total energy, which is translational plus rotational. Now, what is the kinetic energy of translation? It is half mv square. Translation, half mv square. Rotational energy is half I omega square. Okay, cool. I can see half goes everywhere. Okay, so you will be getting mv square divided by mv square plus. What is the moment of inertia of a circular disc? It's mr square by 2, right? So it's mr square by 2. What is omega? Omega is, because it is rolling, do not forget, V is omega r. So omega is V by r. So that's why it will be V square by r square. R square goes. M also goes. So even V square will go. So I'll be left with 1 by 1 plus, only 1 by 2 is remaining. This will be 1 by 1 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. So take that 2 on the top, it will become 2 by 3, which is option D again. That's how you do this. Interesting, guys. So this is directly formula based. So I will put it in the easy category, by the way. This is not even medium. It's very easy. Yep. This is easy. Yep. As simple as that. Okay, cool. Because direct formula substitution, nothing great about it. Let's see this next question. This is also easy question. This is also easy. A horizontal platform is executing SHM in the vertical direction. In the vertical direction. The question is, what should be the maximum frequency? What should be the maximum frequency so that, you know, the block does not detach from the platform? What should be the maximum frequency so that the block does not detach from the platform? Well, if you draw the block and it's FBD, if it has to detach, that means normal should be 0, mg is down. Well, which other force can be there? Normal, mg, that's it. Okay, so that means acceleration should be here. So if it has to detach, because that's why I have put that detached, that's why normal is 0. So using Newton's laws, what will I say? Force is equal to mass into acceleration. So therefore G is equal to A. But for a SHM, for a block or a platform executing SHM, what's the formula for acceleration? It's omega square x. Omega square x. So guys, the question is, so what is this x? X is the displacement. But the question is on maximum amplitude. So what's the maximum value of x that is possible? The maximum value of x that is possible is amplitude. This is the max value of x that is possible. So the question is, what is the max value of x that you can get? Well, that's simple. So G is equal to omega square into amplitude. But hold on, I know what's the value of omega. Omega is 2 pi into frequency. Frequency is new. Frequency is new. Okay, into amplitude. So move this around, the question is amplitude. So amplitude will be G by, bring this down, so 4 pi square nu square. So is it there somewhere? Yep, just check this out. Yep, 4 pi square v square. Yep, is it not option A, guys? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, beautiful question. Oh no, that M is not there, be careful. It's A, yep, it's A, yep. Cool. All right, are you guys enjoying these questions, guys? How many of you are learning a lot of things? How many of you are feeling that, sir, if this paper comes, I am doomed, sir? How many of you are feeling that? Flash series is for both 11th and 12th. How many of you are feeling, sir, if this kind of questions come, I am doomed? Better? Me? Nancy says me. Rakesh says probably. Oh my god, oh my god. Come on, my warriors, think about it. Okay, no worries. I have a feeling many of the questions will be very much related to whatever I am going to do in the next few days. I feel so. This is called Piri Piri. Piri Piri by Parle. Okay, next question. Here it is. Kumar, you ask springs and there you get springs. The question is, there was a mass which was attached. You remove mass m1 without disturbing the system. Now only m2 is remaining. What's the new angular frequency? You don't even have to waste your time. Omega is always spring constant divided by mass. All this is unnecessary information. M1 plus M2, unnecessary. Eventually, only mass M2 is left out. Only if mass M2 is left out, that's it, guys. What you need to do, just substitute root of k by M2. That's it. All that other information was useless. It's just there to confuse you. So the answer is root k by M2, nothing else. It's very simple, straightforward. People will unnecessarily waste time out here. Next question. There is a pendulum. It is attached to the ceiling. It has time period t. That entire lift with the ceiling starts moving up where the y coordinate is t square. Question is, what's the new time period of the pendulum? Well, let's see what is happening. This is the lift. This is the pendulum. It will oscillate. Usually, the time period of a pendulum is 2 pi root L by G. But if the pendulum accelerates, then the new time period will be 2 pi under root L by G plus A. It is accelerating. How do I know it's accelerating? Look at this coordinate. Y is t square. If y is t square, dy by dt is 2t. Second derivative, d square y by dt square is just 2. And what is second derivative? It's always acceleration of position. So the acceleration is actually 2 meters per second square. Let's use this and see what do we get. So it will be 2 pi root L by G is 10. So 10 plus 2. The original was 2 pi under root L by 10. So how about this, guys? Use this 2 pi root L by 10, okay, into 10 by 12. 10 plus 2 is 12. The reason why I did it this way is because I know 2 pi root L by 10 is actually t. So I can just put this number as t, and what is left is root of 10 by 12. This is nothing but 5 by 6. So root 5 by 6 times of time period. That's the answer. Yep, that's it. That's it. Yeah. So, yes, Deepshika, the mean position will change in the previous question, but let me tell you one thing. Even if the mean position changes, the time period is only dependent on the mass and the spring constant, not on where the mean position is or the amplitude. Even if you pull it more, the time period will not change. It is only dependent on K and M. Remember that. Yeah. Okay, let's get going to the next one. Beautiful question. Here it is. There is a water fountain. Oh my god, no problem, Ruchita. There is a water fountain on the ground and it sprinkles water all around it. The speed of the water coming out of the fountain is V. What is the total area which will be watered from the fountain? Now, you need to visualize this. This is the ground and the water fountain is going to sprinkle water at all the angles that you can think of. Okay, so some of them will reach really far, some of them will be close, and understand the area covered will be a circle. It will be a circular area where this radius will be actually the range, but not any ordinary range, the max range, because there will be particles flying everywhere in all angles. The max range will be at 45 degrees. So here is the logic. The area will be pi into the range max whole square. What is the maximum range? That's standard formula, u square sine 2 into 45, okay, divided by g. So sine 2 theta, theta is 45, sine 90 is 1. So I'm going to get pi u square by, oh, this is whole square. So this will become nothing but pi u raised to 4 by g square. Is it there? Pi u raised to 4 by g square. That's option A. Correct. Beautiful. That's answer A, guys. As simple as that. Pi u raised to 4 by g square. Correct. Very good, guys. Let's get going to the next one. Let's get going to the next one. Coming up on your screen. Okay. There is maximum load. Yep. Maximum load of a wire which can withstand without breaking when its length is reduced to half of its original length. So what is the maximum load that a wire can withstand without breaking when its length is reduced to half of its original length? Come on, guys, think about it. Think about it, my warriors. The maximum load a wire can withstand without breaking when its length is reduced to half of its original length. Yes, these are like, many of these questions are most expected questions. The pendulum time period will not depend on the mass. Yes, Kumar. For spring mass system it will depend, but for other things it will not. Okay, let's do this. See, sure, I'll tell you what. This maximum load depends on the max stress for a wire. Now, when you have a wire and you are applying some force from below because you are hanging something, okay? So let's say there is some weight W. The stress is the weight divided by area. How will length affect anything? Because when you change the length, you have a new wire of different length. Okay, when you have a new wire of different length, understand, then the weight will also not change, the area will also not change. If you have a new wire of a different length, but the weight and area, none of them change, how will this change? Stress will remain the same. If it remains the same, what does it mean? What does it mean? The answer will also remain the same. So the maximum load that a wire can withstand without breaking, if you use a different wire of any length, the area won't change, hence the answer will be remain same. But if the same wire's length is reduced then or increased, then things will change, because volume will be constant. For if you take the same wire and you change the length, then things will start changing. What is volume? Volume is area multiplied by length. Volume is area multiplied by length. Okay, cool. So if the length is reduced to half, okay, if the length is reduced to half, the area should get multiplied 2 times. Now things will change if the same wire was, compressed by half the length. Things will change. Yep. So then sigma, which is weight divided by area. So what will happen? The area will get multiplied 2 times. So sigma will become half times, because 2 is there in the denominator. Yep. So actually speaking, when the length is reduced to half of its original length, so most likely this answer should have been not D, guys. This should have been B. Okay, so this is the correct answer if it was the same wire. Yep, if it is the same wire. So I just changed it. So this is the modified or corrected answer out here. Okay, now guys, my throat is going really bad. I took morning class plus I took my regular classes. I don't think, I'll be able to continue, but let's do one thing. I am definitely going to take more classes tomorrow and then on Friday and obviously Saturday. So I don't want my throat to get spoiled out here. So sorry, I could not continue right now. I'm just probably my throat will just give up after this. So take care, and we will have more sessions tomorrow and then on Friday and then Thursday and and Saturday as well. So for now, this much is enough. Take care. Wasim sir will be there at 10:30, I guess. Till then, bye bye. Have a safe, stay at home. Please do not venture outside. Please be healthy and work really hard, and don't miss your sleep. Please sleep at least for 7 hours, and please take care of your health, guys. Okay, that's it. Bye bye. Take care. This was Shreyas here.